What's up, guys? I'm gonna try something a little different today. Been working on a little side project, just something for myself. I figured, for one, I've got to do some streaming in order to test the project, I should say. But I also kind of want to see if anybody's interested, or just wants to come in and chat while I'm working on it. I've been talking about this in my regular gaming streams for a while that I was gonna do something like this, but yeah, I figure if anybody wants to see some of the code work that I do, and sometimes it's also helpful to actually just talk through something while you're going through it. But yeah, I'm gonna run it in a little bit, kind of go over it. And let me see, Visual Studio, yeah, it needs an update, whatever. Anyway, let me switch over and keep myself small and in the corner here. But this is basically an app so that I can. It looks like Trovo is just not going to work with this. That while I'm streaming, I can start marking the chapters into into YouTube so that it'll be easier for viewers to jump to those points. Obviously, it doesn't help for anything like Twitch or Facebook, any of that stuff. But this is a quick demo. Ignore the colors because I'm still working through that later on. That's weird. I haven't had that get asked for a while. I think at the stage I'm at right now, nothing sensitive will end up getting shown. So if so, I'll have to revise this video. Fortunately, it takes a little bit for the first time it fires up. My goal today is to actually see if I can get the chat working. I actually have the code working now where it, that's interesting. Seeing like a fade over my text. But I'm going to see if I can get the, I've got the chapters working like I wanted to, so I should have been actually using this already, but I want to get the chat in there too. And then maybe I'll see about getting other API support in here for like Twitch and everything, so I can combine the chat like I'm doing right now with my third-party tool. Let's see how this is looking, because I might have to look, my text is too small. Yeah. I don't know if it'll do it while I'm running. Actually, I don't have that extension installed. Don't believe. It's loading up now. I'll show you in a second. Okay, I need to get the tweaks extension. Hold on. Probably have to restart Visual Studio in a moment. Let's see what the levels are. That's fine. Yep. Okay, I'll have to restart it in a moment. I should say, not reboot. Just as a quick example, gotta sign in first. Use my account. I have to go through special acceptance right now because I'm not an official app yet. So since I'm actually streaming to you guys, I should be able to refresh. There you go. Got it muted so I don't echo myself. I still need to fix other UI alignments, but like I said, the colors are kind of temporary right now until I figure out what I want to do. It's supposed to be showing the icon here, my avatar. No, it's just decided it's not going to show it anymore. I wonder if I broke that or if YouTube's screwed up. So let me restart this. Some of the stuff I need to get rid of. Interesting. No, it's a separate thing altogether. Anyway. Something to put this file on here. I don't remember doing it, but it's a list of apps that got removed when I was reinstalling Windows at one point. Yep, Disney photos. They're from California. Easier this way. I'll go through these really quick. Yay! That's us in the back. Hyperspace Mountain. This guy with the gun show. If you've ever wondered about my height, there you go. It's my wife at my shoulders. This guy was really good at doing the photography there, where kept having us pose and went around the corner, had us pose differently. So if any of you have ever been to Disneyland, you know the height of Walt's statue. You see how much taller I am from that. Gonna see the kissy face here shortly, I'm sure. There you go. That guy had us go around the corner and started doing these shots. Me and my youngest, we challenged to do like weird faces when we're on the rides. Yeah, get this closed up. There's the kissy face. And boom, boom. Okay. Should be able to open this in presentation mode. I don't know if I think I have to configure it still. I hate this feature part of it though. Enable presentation mode, true. Okay, so where is that? There we go. Presentation mode. Well, thanks, YouTube, for turning me into 10 or 144p. Yeah, that's how I wanted to view myself. There we go. I don't want a repo. This one, yeah, it's this one here. It's not gonna load it. It's loading a separate instance, so it loses all my preferences. So, go here, theme dark. There we go. So hopefully that presents a little bit better. Actually, presentation mode's supposed to be larger. It's the same size right now. Let's see. Presentation mode, I thought. Automatic.
Let's take a look at some helpful things we can do.
Do this really quick.
So if you're at a conference or you want to demo to your colleagues or whatever, at some point when you're going to show Visual Studio to a larger audience, you want to make sure the instance of Visual Studio
I didn't want to mute it.
in too small. Like it's hard to see from far away, even on a big screen in a conference hall. Be as good for presentations. Me having to go and change it all, tweak, get a handy little shortcut. So I can right click in the taskbar all the way down here, and I now have something called presentation of Visual Studio, but sort of in a parallel. You see I have Explorer down here. I did not have that either. Actually the same tool called synchronize settings across devices when signed into Visual Studio. That setting is unchecked. And that's really nice because if a version would synchronize the same project that I demo over here. So I can see now that I'm in sort of a demo mode. So here's what it looks like. And I'm going to change the fonts here. So I can go in, go
I have to do the font changes.
And I think I should probably maybe do a 16 pixels for the editor. And then for Solution Explorer and all my menus, I'm going to find this thing called Environment. Notice it's automatic. It follows basically Windows and its font sizes and stuff. But I can go down here and select Sequoia UI, which is the font that it's using by default. And instead of font size 8, let's make it 11. Click OK. Make it 11. Click OK. So now you can see it's much easier to see.
There you go.
And even Solution Explorer is now visible to even the people in the
still might not be extremely readable
back row of the conference room or
yeah, it's not bad.
Auditorium you might be presenting in.
It's definitely larger on my end, so, but should be a little bit more presentable.
Let's close this down. Do not.
Okay. Let's get the coding stuff. So again, I'm going to run it, make sure everything's running okay. Where was it? Parents. All right, not signed in again. I think my first thing might be to fix that avatar loading. Yeah. Setting, personalization, they don't have anymore. Okay. So, what I want to do should be. I don't know if I want to close those up yet. Don't want that open. Let's go to our app, jump to it this way. I want that, and I want this one. Active user. So it's actually in. Always takes me a little bit to get my mind wrapped back around what I'm doing here too. Okay, get our Google API. Active user. Are we setting this here? Yes. God damn it. I'll add myself over here really quick. Yes, that's me. All right. So I sign in. God damn it. Close this. Start again. Should be me now. There we go. This presentation mode's gonna annoy me. Gonna stay in as me. Trying to log in my personal stuff, which I don't want displaying. Ah, whatever. I may have to turn off the presentation mode and just go to normal. Things I learn as I'm testing out. All right, sign in. Do this off screen just in case. notify me, and I'm gonna have to confirm it. Yes, it's me. Account. All right, we're getting our active user. This part you can't see. Let's see. Be getting this right here. Let me to there. Decoding it into something completely different. Basic profile. That's the part that changed. Yeah, get basic profile. Not PJ, that's why. There we go. That should fix it. Good auto refresh. Oh, I'm not done. Oh, can't do that there. Oop, that's not what I want. Well, the image is broken, but it's there. Now let's do this. What does it think it should be? That's the right image. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's working. Must not have refreshed it. Is something's floating in the corner of my screen and I cannot see what it is. It just says okay or cancel. Cancel because I don't know what it's doing. I might be asking me if it's okay to bring in that content. Uh, should be correct. I don't know why it's not presenting it. Yeah, so I'm loading it, I think. Yeah. Boy, I hate when people give terrible advice. I may have to do something else here. Let's do this. It's not ideal, but yeah, it's not the right thing. Basic profile. So basic. Yep, one too many L's. Come on. Yeah, both two. There it is. All right. Get basic. Ideally, this is not what you should have to do. Should be able to subscribe to it through here, and it should pick it up, but it's not doing that. Whoop. We save it. Auto reloads. Now, sign in. And we sign in. Where's my sign in? I've had this problem before too, where it doesn't register the clicks. I might have had an error too, actually, now that I think about it. Yep. Can't read properties of null. Get basic. That's because I needed to do right here. For those that don't know, that means it's optional. Like if this is not null, then it'll do this. So when it comes back as null the first time, it doesn't have a get basic profile, so it was causing an error. So that says if it comes back with something, then try to get basic profile. And as we can see here, it ran without error, so yep, now I got my icon. So if I sign out, something I need to fix on there still. There, now we're getting the icon, or the avatar. And load it in, there's the stream. There, now we're getting the icon. Need to mute it. As it causes codeception here. You can see it continue creating more and more of the browser inside. So actually, I can get rid of this timestamp part. So one of the things it's capable of doing now is I do that. I add a timestamp the moment that I do the add chapter, and then I can put a title to it, and then it's supposed to, I didn't wire up the default, I think, but it should give it a title and save it. This is where I need to work on my feedback to show that it's been saved. But if I were to go to my stream, try to think of the best way to do this. Nope, can't do it on this browser because it's dumb right now. Let's see. Now if I go in here, you see I got a timestamp where it begins, and then the chapter name I gave it, and it gives it a timestamp. I think while I'm live, it won't create a link for this, but once it converts it to an actual video, this is how you're supposed to add chapters in for YouTube. So if people watch this after the live event, they should be able to click on this and go to a moments inside the video. So anyway, what I want to work on is getting on this side. I want to get the chat flowing through here. But this was for experimenting, so I don't really need the timestamp there anymore. So what I'm going to do is, it's not on this one. Broadcast. I have this temporary code. Come on. And I don't need the get timestamp click. For those that aren't familiar with it, Visual Studio automatically refreshes the browser every time you make a change. Every time you save that change. I'm going to re-enable something I had going before, so it's starting offline every time. What I want to add is this back in. So it's going to go and get my only broadcast. It grabs your first broadcast every time it starts. If you're not broadcasting yet, then it defaults to nothing. The screen you guys have been seeing. So as you can see now, it's starting up with the broadcast that's there. So live chat messages. Let's see. This live chat messages. Try it now. I'm not going to worry about chatting right now. Biggest thing is, although I might get that in there pretty quickly. I need to add that functionality after. Right now, I want to see. Let's see what other options they have. See, they've got a Python one, so if JJ's in here, I might look into this later on. It's an example of Python code. I need to start learning Python. I have not ventured into that yet. It's called... What is hopeful is they would explain how to keep the chat going, because I don't think they want me pinging them, pulling intervals. Make your first request. Okay, this must come back from them before I should make another request. And that's probably how they keep me from overextending my requests. So do I get back a response with a chat ID? Yes. Podcast. There's the live broadcast, channel ID, live chat ID. Okay. So I need to make sure I made that already. Live chat ID is in the snippet. Okay. Not worried about that. Right now, I'm gonna duplicate this. Hey, what up? You mean cache as in CACHE? So I don't need to cache the query. I am caching the queries, to be honest. Why is this not? Should be able to duplicate code, and it's not working. I bet you something's overriding the extension started overriding something I was doing. So I was saying, Cameron, I'm let me see. I'm trying to update my project I've been working on the side for streaming. I figured while I'm working on it, I might as well cast it and start like showing off some of the work. Just for anybody that's been interested. Get broadcast chat. So it's kind of a pain in the ass getting stuff from YouTube because they're not very good on their documentation. Sure, blame the autocorrect. So how much coding? Didn't you say you wanted to get into programming a bit, or am I misremembering? So I'm gonna need the live chat ID. So what I'm doing is writing this all in Angular right now. If you're not familiar with it, and part of the housekeeping I do for myself, I keep things alphabetical. I try to. This is gonna be a get. What was so I'm going over here, looking for the call live chat messages. So what I do is I set up this API path that's automatically always set to the YouTube path. Gotcha. So what I've set up is it's in Angular. You can set up a service class, and then the service class can actually store various things. So like right now I'm using it to store the live broadcast. So once I load in the live broadcast, it'll be stored here. I'm going to do the same with the chat messages in a bit. I need to confirm that I'm getting the chat messages. And then, and this is all YouTube only, so your messages right now will not show up for me because I'm not doing Twitch. I might add on to Twitch later on to get to do a combined chat. But right now I'm just focused on the YouTube stuff. But so this service class will exist in the background for everything on the application, so they can all call it. Actually, it just triggered a memory for me that I need to take care of. So, Go back over here. So their response comes back. The items. So I need a live chat list response, which I don't have right now. I'll just do this. Yep. New item. TypeScript. Not what I need yet. Get a placeholder. Another TypeScript file. We'll need one for the chat message. JJ was actually asking me if I knew Python the other day because he's got to do some stuff for his classwork. Holy shit, this one's deep. So I'm gonna need to make a class for this eventually here. I don't think I'm doing kind for any of these. Oh, maybe I have. Okay. Yep. Come on. What is it doing? This is Windows 11, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet. Just a reminder to myself here. And this is... find me putting an E at the end of chat a lot. I do that a lot for some reason. No, so Angular uses JavaScript, but I use TypeScript because it helps maintain the class structures. And then so to your point, it works with HTML. But so you see all the HTML tags I've got here. They have some of their own, so like a ng container, but you can do the ng if, and that does a conditional. So if I don't have a video, it won't load this container. It'll actually do the else, which is to show that there's no video. So this element will not display, but the stuff inside it will. And so that's where you'll see a message that's offline or whatever. So Angular adds in, I'm trying to give, so like these brackets, that's an Angular thing. Seeing the brackets and these parentheses. They do the, so this is an output, the parentheses are output, the square brackets are an input. But you put the square brackets because it's dynamic. So like this one here is always the word large. It's a static value. It's not going to change. But the auto height, this might change. The video ID definitely will change based on when it's loaded. And the brackets allow it to be dynamically updated. Another example would be, let me see. All these form groups are a way for Angular to add validation. It's got ng4, which is their looping, so you can loop through the controls and add them to the page. Just as a quick overview of some of the differences that it has over, say, it adds intelligence to HTML, I guess, for a easy explanation. It actually should look a lot like C to you, or yeah, if you've been doing C. I haven't done Swift. It's funny because these are newer languages that my daughter's been dealing with, but as she's gone through school. So I was joking to her, there's some things she's going to learn that I don't know. Just as there's plenty of stuff I know that she doesn't. Just because it's almost impossible to keep up with the technology as it changes. So I gotta set up this class. I took this directly from YouTube. This is all in JSON. If you're not familiar with what JSON looks like, this is the JSON structure. I will get my words out. No, it's not typing here. It goes. Unfortunately, like, it's one of the things that irritates me. YouTube doesn't provide its own. YouTube makes Angular, or Google makes Angular, and they don't provide classes for Angular. They provide a half-ass class. This is, make sure this is all snippet. Gotcha. Yeah, I've seen the name. I've never looked into it. I think this needs a the snippet has type live chat ID. I think this snippet name needs a different name because it's different. So this is going to be broadcast snippet. Well, they do classes. It's not a, so it's hard to explain quickly, but they've got what they call a types file or typing file that allows Visual Studio to have IntelliSense. So IntelliSense being like, have you used Visual Studio? As I mean, I won't program in anything other than Visual Studio these days if I can avoid it. IntelliSense can bring in all your options for like methods and properties. And you can see like I'm getting these underscores under anything that says YT for YouTube because they're not bringing in the class properly. But like you import your classes up here and you've got your Angular classes, so you can find in here the date pipe. But I don't have that for anything YouTube related or Google API related. They have interfaces instead of classes, and which get you part of the way there. Actually, here, I'll show you right here something I really love with Visual Studio that's really cool, is vertical selection. So you see I grabbed all these quotes together. At one time I can write them all, I can type out everything at the same time. I can even do multiple selects like this. And then backspace, I can move forward, make them all string if I wanted to. This one shouldn't be string though. That one's string, and this one's string. This should be a number. And this should be date. This should be, both of these should be number. You see how easy I can update just one. Do one time, select them all together. Fuck it. We're trying to use AWS at work. And we do have some stuff that already uses it. But I haven't personally used it all that much. I've reached that point where I'm kind of learning as needed instead of going and learning new things on my own. I need to get back to doing some stuff on my own though. And all these all out. Oh, I forgot to. And I'm not putting this up right. Honestly, I think some people knew or have heard me talk about code, but didn't really think I did anything with code. Oh. Yeah, you're talking about the where I can multi-select? that's a game changer for me. Microsoft does that on this and on their SQL Management Studio, where you can do vertical selection. I can actually go right here. I can select multiple, and then, oh, well, that really fucks it up. Let me do a something that's not so large. There. So I can do multiple selects here, and I could paste in easily that way too, and then the formatter will automatically correct and put everything over. So I need to make a snippet class for, I need to rename this snippet. Actually, find all references. Because I'm in presentation mode, all my settings are jacked. All right. Yeah, I can call it broadcast snippet. Come on. Oh, I can't. Running right now. Get rid of that one. Nope. Let's see if it does it right. Yeah, isn't it Code Academy? You missed part of that? Or is it Codemy? Oh, okay, no, it's Codemy, that's right. Or CodeMy, whatever you want to call it. I've got that one bookmarked, but I haven't looked at it in forever. Another one that's good is Pluralsight, but they don't have a lot of free stuff on there. My employer pays for it. We convinced them to. We just have one license, one login that we all share. Yeah, that's the only date. God damn, I'm fat fingering today. So yeah, I can go through a file like this, find all the integers. Yep. Just make them numbers, just like that. That's Boolean. So now I need a, let's see, what do I want to name this? I do find if they've got the courses you need, those types of things are invaluable. Most of the stuff you can find on YouTube now too. I guess that's kind of why I shit on colleges the way the way they try to rape people for money these days. When you can learn a lot of this stuff on, like, shouldn't say just colleges, employers that don't want to hire people because you don't have a piece of paper. And while I would agree that you should learn this stuff like in college if you can, if you haven't worked it through at home or you need that structure to help you learn it on your own, then go to school. But like, there are kids out there that know just as much as me, if not possibly even more, depending on where you look. And they've just sat there at home, like in their basement, coding away, and they won't get a job anywhere until they've got a college degree because these businesses are so caught up into the way the system works. Like, I knew how to write a lot. My process through college was mostly me just going through the steps just to prove that I could write code. I didn't learn too much in college. But on the other hand, like on the flip side, my daughter's learning a lot because I haven't had the time to dedicate to teaching her, and it's also given her the structured period to go and learn it on her own. or a structured schedule. And let's see. Get rid of all of these. I could actually do a find replace and do this a lot faster than what I'm doing right now. And that one. Oh, I missed this one altogether. I'll make these into a different class in a moment. Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, though, you kind of still have to finish the schooling to get a job. I'm at one of the few places that would consider you if you have enough experience. I think even that's getting hard. I'm not part of that process as much. I'm part of the process of the hiring, but only once my boss has found a candidate, and then I get pulled in, or if he looks at all the resumes, and then when he thinks he's got a couple good candidates, he'll send me the resumes. We have a code test we give them, and if they, I review the code test along with him, and if they seem to have done a good job, then we call them and do a phone interview. But I used to see all the resumes coming in, and I haven't seen any resumes in a while. I think he's trying to make it so I don't get distracted by looking at resumes instead of doing my job. Like trying to not give me distractions. I don't think he's trying to like hide things from me. So for these, well, part of what I was saying at the beginning, I'm trying to, because this is a broadcast app, to test it, I actually have to be broadcasting or streaming. So it's part of why I'm streaming it while I'm coding it. Oh, I don't want that one. At the same point, I know like I'm not really doing anything with the stream at the moment as I create these classes. This is why I wish Google actually provided these classes, so I didn't have to go through this monotonous crap. But if you guys are finding this at all entertaining or useful, then I'll definitely keep doing more of this in the future. I could make it more instructional too. Right now, I'm treating it like just watch me code, and then if you have a question, let me know, and I'll try to answer it. I try to make these false by default, by the way, the booleans. One of the guys who used to come in my stream all the time, one of my moderators, suggested I do this a while back too. He's also going into development. Did I miss any of these? Yeah. Okay, so now I need all these that have the curly bracket. I need to make a class for. So, oh. I honestly thought I had all my classes already made. Now, that. This is why I like with IntelliSense. Boom, it imports it in for me. That I can save out. And new item. I mean, I may. Like I said, part of it was trying to get a project that I actually wanted to do that I've got a lot of projects I've started, but just didn't do anything with. Who knows? Maybe it'll do better than my regular streams have done for me. Although so far you're the only one in here, but obviously things take a while to pick up. I told JJ, like, if he runs into a problem with Python, that I can do whatever I can to help assist him on that, like look it up and maybe use it as a chance to learn it myself. So I might do one of these sessions of just like learning Python without JJ needing my help. And then I'd be ready if he does actually need my help. And so many classes, Jesus. Yep. Some of these are just stupid dipshitty classes though. Like I can kind of almost see like at some point doing a code along kind of a Bob Vila, or not Bob Vila, Bob Ross kind of thing. Come code with me. Because I know I'm not really like explaining the things I'm doing right now, like the whys or anything like that. Hopefully you can actually see the code. It probably works best on like a computer or something and not on a phone, but I've already enlarged it on my end so that it looks bigger for you guys, because on 4K it ends up shrinking the text down too much for like a phone. I need to fix that in a moment. Yeah, no problem, dude. Don't expect you to stick around the whole time. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback, though. If you're enjoying it, I might continue more. All right, dude. Later. All right, cool. Thanks. Thanks for the info. All right, so that's taken care of. Here. I actually need to go back through these in a short bit here. I just realized something I'm not doing right. I'm leaving out of a lot of these. But I want to get this done first. Ooh. Sad thing is, I'm not going to need a lot of these classes. I just want them there to satisfy what YouTube's going to respond with. I said, yep, caps lock is on. Fuck. Probably should cut back on my swearing when I'm coding too if I'm going to get something going with this. And I'm going to do the imports at once. That's why I stopped doing some of these imports. Yeah, that's more work than the way I was doing it. Almost there. I should subcategorize these now too. Subfolders. Which might be part of my code cleanup later on. So to do this, by the way, you hover over it and you hit Control Space, and it automatically imports it in Visual Studio. This is the part that I'm missing on a lot of these. So you want to do a constructor that this handles some weirdness with TypeScript, because TypeScript, when you output, I just realized that's wrong. TypeScript, when you output, will compile down into JavaScript, and when it does that, a lot of times if you're bringing in a value that's coming from an input, it'll come in as a string, and then if you have, say, a date and you want it to remain as a date, it suddenly becomes a string. And if you try to use any date functions on it, you'll have errors. So what you do is create these. Create your constructor, and you do an optional initial values, and that way you can new up a new instance of the, say, this chat snippet. So, you look crazy, but happy. So you new it up, and then it'll go and it'll populate these values. Well, anything that's a string, you don't need to worry about converting, but like this published date, you have to then do something like this. Do I have a date over here? Yeah. So you check if it's null. Check if it's null. If it's not null, then you add a, if publish at date's not null, you do a new instance of date. If not, you make it null. Boolean, you're fine with. That still tracks properly because you don't put anything in as Boolean that would output as a string. Typically, it's used for checkboxes and things that already are typed to Boolean. But what you want to do is things like this, where you want to pass in the initial values. You want to pass in the property that matches up to these, so those get newed up also. So actually what I want to do is this. Because each one of these will eventually have a constructor that handles null, you don't need to do a null check on these. So going back to, oh, I missed one. I believe I can do. Nope, that's wrong. Nope, stop doing it. I think. No. That's the downside with that vertical selection. You can't vertical select and then paste into that space. It'll do it every single. It'll paste the same values into every single instance where you had a cursor. So what I need to do is something like this. And then drag this up. Yes.
Have you dinner yet?
I have not.
Can I make some pulled chicken?
I do not. All right. So as I was saying, like, even if this comes in as null and then I pass it in null, then the, oops. Then its constructor will handle it for me. So you don't need to do a null check. Problem with what I'm doing is you get in a pattern, and sometimes you'll make mistakes because you're just copying and pasting over and you're not, it's so mind numbing that you miss something. Oh, that's right, I can't do that. So this is set, but these are all getting errors because I haven't done this one yet. So hit F12, it jumps to it. And it's got numbers. So I need to do the number construct changes too. Guess in an instance of itself, I need to get the snippets changed. I don't want to lose focus. Nope, I don't want to do that either. Let's do this one. And I always keep a reminder of how I'm supposed to format some of this code because I always forget. Oh. So numbers, where's numbers? In here. This is what I always do for numbers, just as a, if anybody's looking at this later and needs some examples of it, I do it as unknown as string, and you put it into a parse int, and then if it's not a number, then it'll pass a null. This is a kind of, there's a bunch of different ways to handle this, but this is the one that handles like making it null. There's a parse int. I'm trying to remember which way this does, but it's like some of these, if you pass in null, won't give you it'll end up resulting in a 0, and 0 is a number, so it'll make your result a 0. But if you want it to be a null and not 0, then you have to kind of do it this way. This ends up being the most efficient one I found that I like. So just to explain what this is doing, by the way, so this is an optional input designated by the question mark. And you do a partial on the class. And what it'll do is if you pass in a response, say from YouTube, it'll pass in the values, and then it'll automatically, this here will automatically assign the value to their corresponding property. This is the one that I was saying, like, this is keeping your, it's maintaining your class structure. So it'll convert everything to being a number that, well, for this one, it'll convert any values that come in for the amount micros back to being a number to make sure that it maintains that structure. So you can see that one went away. Actually, you know what? I'm going to copy and paste this stuff here. So now that that one is done, we'll go to test message. Since it's only text, it's only got strings for a property, we can do that. And I'm going to actually, so I don't lose my... You know what? I'm going to actually demonstrate something here. I do this and this. Visual Studio has another cool tool. So if I go here, F12, hopefully it works right for me. You can do Control-Shift-V for your paste, and you can see there's a paste history. You can actually come in here and just do this again. Like select this one again, and you can actually go back and paste things from the past, from I think the last 10 things you've pasted. So doing that again, go update. Says this is a number. We've started doing something at work that I might do here, which is to create a base class that does this for you, so you can just do an as number or whatever, and it'll do the conversion for you. I'll probably do that as a later update to this project, because again, I'm trying to get this going so that I can actually get to getting some chat messages in, get to that point. I didn't mean to spend the whole evening creating classes. This one here. I have to recopy this because it's starting to lose it in the list there. Oh, I don't need Boolean either, so kill that off. I think usually I make sure that these are maintained in, they're not in alphabetical order. Google, why'd you fail me on that? Typically, I think they're putting theirs based on use. So I use, it's not installed on here. I thought it was. You know what? I think it's not, because I'm in presentation mode, it doesn't have it. It should have been installed. One sec, I'm going to restart. Save. You'll see this anytime you install extension. I'd rather have plain environment for you guys to see here, so like this off of my screen there. Trash can, that goes here. 1 sec. Cleaning up my other screen really quick. I don't want a shortcut for Discord either. So this screen's now clean. Let's go back to presentation mode. I didn't realize it's 8 o'clock either. I do need to go get myself my dinner. It's going to take Visual Studio a moment to remember where everything is. It's missing my bar down here. I think I accidentally closed it. Now some of my copy paste stuff is my paste history is going to be missing. So I can do this. At least I assume it will be. Yep. I got the what I just copied. So let's do this, 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 and then this whole line needs to be. Yeah, I need to figure out why that's broken. Something has taken over my default for duplicating code, and I want it gone. It's done in tweaks. I guess they're not going to show me tweaks. Awesome. I think. Try that. All right. Well, that got changed on me, and I don't know why. CodeMade's working now, though. I don't want extensions. I want options. We're going to go back to keybind again. Debug autos. No. Let me retry that. Remove. Remove. Fine, you can keep that one. Fuck it. See if that works. There. The reason I was doing that is so we can do this. Oh, this one has a mount micros also, huh? All right. So this, you go to code made and sort lines. This is what I was trying to do. That's why I installed code made. Sort lines. And this seems like an anal thing to do, but it's actually really helpful when you're coding to jump to a point and know like this is where this sorry, I'm distracted by this. You know where this particular property or class should be because it's sorted properly. If you look around online, you'll see a lot of people do this for the sorry, I'm like distracted if I broke something here. Anyway, so that's why duh. You'll see a lot of people do this. They sort by public and then private, and they do the properties alphabetical, or the methods and properties alphabetical. But the properties will be above the constructor. Methods will be below the constructor. It's good practice because a lot of times, if you don't do that, a lot of people will come in here and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't see currency," and they'll add currency here, and you'll get a mark here. Sometimes people are doing this and not even paying attention to that mark and having problems. And some of these files they were allowing, Visual Studio would allow you to still compile. And as soon as I was sorting things, you'd start finding like the exact same thing existed in the code, and it was in duplicate. Let's see. So I think I've got this covered. Live chat needs to be finished up. That snippet. Boom. So, well, it's going to be easy to find my classes because I named them wrong. My new classes are incorrect. I should have used lowercase and I did uppercase. So broadcast snippet, I still need to change this one. Come on. Ignore this folder. This one here, that's not the file I wanted. I only worry about the TypeScript files. This one here. Yeah, this one's already been sorted properly. Okay, close that. The new snippet file, did I name it right? Yeah, chat message snippet. I don't think I need to put the live in front of it. I just misspelt it here. It is case sensitive, in case anybody's ever wondered about that with TypeScript. Okay, so I need a author details. Because I restarted it, I've got to reset all this stuff. Keep the casing proper this time. The class name should still be Pascal cased. And you do the file names camel cased. or details. This needs the same constructor I did earlier, but I'm going to do this one first. Well, there's times where IntelliSense gets in your way. It's trying to cover up the thing I'm trying to copy. Or put the cursor at. False the booleans, actually. I kind of go by a standard of like setting the booleans to false initially. Rather than doing null, I'd rather give it a value right off the bat. And those all go away. That's a little more in the personal preference side of things. Oops. Just because I don't want that third state in the Boolean. I'd rather it be like true false and leave it at that. Boom, got a constructor. Add in one for snippet, for author. Okay, I'll go in here, sort it. Rest of strings, we're good from there. All right, we're almost done the running here. Did I do live chat message? Yes, I did. All right, page info. I do already have. Is that the same thing? Full results and results per page. Yes. Sweet. And I don't have my constructors anymore, so let's copy this one. And I did that wrong. Do page info for a moment. Items equals should be this. And if not, you want it to be, if it's null, you want it to be an empty array. Is a good, kind of a hack thing, or not hackish. It's a quick way of handling this. So now you want to use the TypeScript's array methods. So you could do a you map, and each one is going to be live chat. It's going to be live chat messages. I always forget which way to do this. Yeah, this is the right way. Then you're going to new up as a new live chat message. So what the map does is it converts your array. So it changes your array to a different type array. All right, I got my necks all jacked up right now. So what it's going to do is, if there are items, if they're not items, it's going to make it an array, an empty array. I want to double check, make sure I did that part right. Yeah, I should have ordered it. So it makes an empty array, and then the map goes onto that array. You either have an array or it becomes an empty array. If it's an empty array, there's nothing for the map to do anyway. But if it has values, it's going to then loop through each one. It's going to pass in each individual item, each individual object in that array, and then you're going to return it. And in this case, I'm going to return it as a new live chat message. So even though it's typed this way, it could still be coming in with the wrong property values, because once this goes out as JavaScript, this means nothing anymore. This is, again, just for the programmer, the developer's sake, to know that things are typed properly. So I need to handle this one still. This one's a date, so I'll do that one. Boom, boom. Since that's a number, I need to do my number technique. And I'm only going to need one, so I'm going to paste over all this. It's going to be the polling number. This is the one one of the few things we actually cared about since the beginning of all this. The whole point of this is, up here you give it a value, a default value. That's the new version of the class. That way, if you're using it, you're not passing in anything. It will still be initialized with some kind of value that's useful in the front end. You can do null, but then you have to start putting in null checks anytime you want to use the class. You have to make sure, like, is page info null? If not, then do whatever you want with it. It's the last of my monster that I probably shouldn't be drinking at 8:30 at night, but one sec. All right, so God, I don't even know how long I've been streaming. To do that long just to get my classes set up is really annoying. But we can now call. Hopefully I didn't break anything with that. Can now use the YouTube service to get my broadcast chat. It's going to return the, what did I call it? Bring up what I wanted. Live chat messages. Right? Yep, live chat. That's an array of live chat messages. So we do an array there. I'm going to call this messages. So again, this is where I gotta get their structure right, but this isn't right here. This is going to be response. Wait a second. Snippets need the yeah, you guys can see what I'm looking at. So it's going to come back with response. Live chat list response. That's what I'm coming back with. Live chat list response. But I'm going to return it as a live chat message list. So the original response is going to be chat message post response. Put it in. And yeah, it should come back. This should be all part of result. And then I'm then going to take this and I do need to set something up like this. We call it set broadcast chat messages. I'm going to need to make that as a new method. Do this. Go. Now duplicate should work from earlier. So we fixed that. Alphabetically, it should be up here. Fonts. I'm not going to bother with the list part of it. Damn it. No. This chat message live nat just response. So we shortcut out of here. If it didn't come back with a response, we just leave, do a return. But it does have items, which is what we were trying to get to. Items, which again, on their code right here, items, this is going to be the response. Items is going to have the live messages inside it. I just realized though, this is going to be important. I just grabbed the wrong tab. So over, I need to know next page token and the polling interval. Shit. So I will do. Let me think. I really should come back together as a class. What does this have in it? Oh, it's got the. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Live message just has that. I'm thinking I might carry over, because that's going to be the individual messages. So I need to actually. I need to keep the response. I need all of that information. So I'm not going to break up the items. I am going to do, okay, no. I think. Before I was doing the videos, I don't think I want, like I was trying to just, all I cared about were the videos. I wasn't concerned about any of the other information. This one I do want all the rest of the information. So I don't think, I still want to set it, but I don't think that, I'll explain the setting stuff in a moment here. But I don't think I want to tap it. I think I just want to. You know what? No, I am gonna still tap it. The mapping does what I said before, where it's gonna convert it and basically update it to properly be newed up basically through their class. The tapping allows you to do something with the data before it goes out anywhere else. So the tap will then set the message. And what I'm going to do is with setting it is I'm not only storing it locally into the service class, but I'm also going to transmit it out to anything that's listening to it and say like, hey, I've got new messages. Here you go. So that being said, still want return null or return if it doesn't have anything. But I do need to save a broadcast chat messages. I'm going to do this. Chat messages. Response. Actually, I don't need the messages. I want the response. And then what we do is we set up what's called a behavior subject. This is a RxJS thing, I should say. I was going to say it's an Angular thing, but it's RxJS, which is part of Angular. This was set up wrong. This should have been this. And what you could do is you call it chat response subject. And this keeps track of like transmitting when there's a change. And this is the thing that keeps it so that nobody else can change it outside of this project or outside of this file, this class. So what you do is you go in here, do that, send it as an observable. I'm not going too quick. I know I am going kind of quick because I want to actually get to receive some chat info. And send it out as that. And make sure I've got it all right. So what happens is I'm going to save it here. I don't care about the response or anything anymore, the length. We are going to save the response to a local or to a variable in this class. Actually, you know what? I don't even want this. That's something I was doing for the other stuff. If it comes back as null, I want it nulled out. So what I then do is transmit out. So this next basically is sending out to everything and saying, hey, I've got something new. So anything that's subscribed to that observable at the top will now receive that new information. And while we're at this, in the app, I'm going to add in a new folder, and it's going to be the broadcast chat. I'm going to make its own object. So, File Explorer. Open my File Explorer. I'm going to... I don't want Windows Terminal. I want PowerShell. Where are you at? Here we go. PowerShell. And again, in my code that I save off to the side, so I keep notes of like standard code items I do. So this one here is the code, the CLI line to create a new, or create files for your project. And what I want to do is, I'm not going to call broadcast. I need it to be called, this is the route. I don't need a route for it. The module is going to be called broadcast chat. I'm going to call the components broadcast chat. And what it's saying is, don't make this test files. I don't usually do the test files. I need to get into practice of doing that, but I still don't do that. Actually, routing, I don't want the routing done. That's why I got rid of the routing file. Oop. And routing. It's going to be flat, meaning don't put it into a subfolder. And that's in here twice. So I'll remove that from my example stuff here too. And then I'm telling it to make a CSS file for myself. You should prefix it with something to represent your project. So I prefix it with SD right now for the just for Stream Dash. I don't know what I'm gonna call this in the end. It might still be Stream Dash in the end, but it's just a temporary name until I get going with it. So you can see it's gonna sit here for a moment, chunk away. Don't know why I did that. That's I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that I'm Windows 11. This is my first time trying to do it from Windows 11. Not found in collection. Huh. No, I might have to do these manually then. I'll have to figure this out later on. Because this seems like I wonder if it's because I took the module part out of it. Let me add that back on. I don't think in the end I want the module. So I think broadcast has a module. Yep. So I'm gonna do broadcast module. No, still doesn't know what those are. All right, looks like I'm doing it manually. Trying to basically replicate what's right there. You can usually do it in one command and not have to do all these individual files. So I'm gonna do an HTML file. I copy that so I don't have to keep doing it. It needs to be called a component. I spelled that right. Add new binary CSS right here. I type on this keyboard all day long. You'd think by now I wouldn't fat finger anymore. TypeScript file. Boom. And then you should always add a module for it. So I'll do this instead of component. We're going to call it module. As soon as it lets me copy and paste, right? Or copy properly. Select properly, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So we got our module. I'm going to do some quick copying and pasting from other modules, other files. I don't need all this stuff. I might want the date pipe actually. I don't need the YouTube module. Don't need tooltips. I might need the input later on. I might need the icon. Form field. If I use the input. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take these out for right now until I need them. I don't need a card. Not sure if I want the button yet. I don't believe I need that. In fact, I know I don't. The last part, I need to get this going first. Trying to think. I don't. You know what? I'm just gonna put these in when I definitely need the icon, but I don't need the. No, I definitely need a button too. Now that I think about it. So one thing you do here, organize inputs, cleans all that up. You know what? I did. Old trick. which is in this file here, you can do these paths so that you don't have to keep doing the dot dot slash on things. So you can see I've got at pipes right here. I can do at pipes, and it'll always be the correct folder for pipes. I've got the same for shared and services. Directives should be in there too. Yep. You do something like this, I'll reorganize the inputs. No matter where I put this file, that path will always be correct. Which reminds me, see, that was the one I just, nope, this is the one that was copied from. It's one of those things that Visual Studio screws up sometimes, though. Once you do that, you see it's doing the red underscores as if it couldn't find it, but it finds it. The bug in Visual Studio that they have not fixed. I really wish they'd address it. Actually, a lot of these modules that models that I just added, if they're importing other models, I can do that update. So when I said earlier that I could resort these into, so like this one right here, I was saying before I could resort these into other subfolders. What I really should be doing is at models / YouTube. Now, no matter where I put this down the road, it should find it. Models, YouTube, super metadata. Why is it not finding it? I'm gonna rename this. This one still needs constructor added to it. Do that right now. Sort this out. Yeah, I should be finding it. I'm pretty sure I just broke a lot of links to this, by the way. So one thing we can do, I should have kept that PowerShell open. Oh, wait, no, that was right. Yeah. Thought for a minute there I realized what I did wrong with the power tools, but that's not right still. Or the PowerShell. So, this is right. So this ng build watch equals true. Anytime I make a file change, it rebuilds, and it'll give me an output and tell me like any errors I have. Really taking a long time to get to the point that I need to run this. I don't mind that this is here, but it's acting as if this class doesn't exist. That's what's concerning me. Should still show a green symbol there. Let me move this off to the side for a moment. Yeah, see now I can't find it. If I hit F12, it doesn't go to it. I'm certain I broke something though, because I renamed these to lowercase, and some things are actually referencing them. It definitely goes there. Right there. All right. Waiting to see if it has problems with that that use of models. If it does, I'm going to undo those 2 files, but otherwise I'm going to go back and update a lot of these. Been let it do it automatically, and I shouldn't. This is out of order. Unfortunately, CodeMate does not take into account the spacing in front of it. It'll actually sort something differently because of the spacing. It's taken a long time to build it. It doesn't help that I'm modifying the file either. I meant to make this into something, but I still haven't. All of these should have a model in front of them. Come on, build. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Argument, live chat. It's not assignable to type. So let's see. Service 92. I forgot these are still in an in-between stage too. Let me fix that really quick. This is broadcast chat component. Broadcast. This is where the other stuff comes in handy. Because it would automatically create all this naming for me. All right, none of this stuff needs to exist right now. Okay. I just want an empty shell of a thing right now. My wife's messaging me with stuffs. Don't want any of these. They're not relevant to what I'm doing here. Imports, save this out, because I need to add this to the module that I created over here. Wherever that went to. Did I take it off the screen? This here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Stash chat. I really should export it. I'm not going to because I don't really have a need for it right now. So get back to looking at the YouTube broadcast. My services, YouTube broadcast service is line 92. There's this one here. Oh, yeah, because I changed my mind on doing a list. So it should be returning this up at top. It's doing there. It's doing there. Where did I mess this up at? Broadcast message response. Yep, this one here. And see, I feel like that's not the only screw up I did. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to save it, but I want you to see what happens here, and it's not going to do it in time. It generated so fast and found a new error that I didn't get a chance to show you. This says line 30. Yeah, this one here. Okay, that's right. Response. No more array there. And there it goes. Already built it. Once it gets it built, super fast. So do this, organize. I'm going to go back and on all of these. Models / YouTube. Every one of these needs to be lowercase now. Since it was satisfied with that, now I could do Shift and Alt, and it didn't do it. So just so you know what I'm doing, you hold the Alt button while, Alt and Control. And that allows you to go through here and multi-select. Hold on, let me respond. All right. I save that, or when I save this, here, I'll do it this way. Boom, boom. Save it, see it recompiled. It's all good, it's happy. Close this out. I just want to go quickly through. Do this one. This one. Downside is I'm not going to be able to go directly to those files anymore. I'm actually going to look through each one of these really quick. Anywhere I reference another model, I need to update it. I gotta rename this one. So it looks like, and I need to figure out what status I was. That's one of the ones I created today. I need to specify the status. Looks like tonight I am not going to get to the point where I can actually query and get the values. I might do something really quick, but I need to. I'm not going to be. I don't want to go down the path of actually doing some code with it. I want to figure out where this do it this way. And all references. It's referenced in itself, but I know it's referenced somewhere else because I made this for a reason. Live broadcast uses it. Okay. I'm going to rename this to broadcast status. Surprisingly, did not ask me if I want to update anything. Where did that go? Keep trying to do cast as an uppercase. This, and this. Make sure we're still building properly. Live broadcast.ts. I just did that. Oh, I didn't save all the files. Builds properly. So what I'm going to do is really quickly get all this off my screen. I think I went through all the files now. One more. Yeah, I did that. Okay, I remember that now. And on the new, don't want this at all. I'll just do a quick div in there. And what I'm going to do is, this is something I created, this nglet. It lets you assign something to a variable. So I always do this for the async data. So it's easier to access in the front end. And what we're going to do is, on the component side, boot away. Going to do a local observable of the broadcast chat message. God. Response. Just doing this really quickly, and that is not what I wanted. This is supposed to be an observable, so you always put a $sign at the end of the observable just to signify it. It's just kind of a standard practice thing. And this was supposed to be going to this dot. I need to set it up here. YouTube. Broadcast service. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to add that so that it's correct. Sort these. Come on. I know that's not right. Oh, I guess it's already automatic. It's already in the right place. The control space is not giving me suggestions. It will in a moment. I think because I don't have this fixed yet. Dot, and what do we call that? Broadcast message. Oh, you know what? That's supposed to be chat message response. Down here. Broadcast, chat on both of those, and chat here. And here, So we're going to subscribe to it. And up here, type it as async. Spell async properly. I get rid of the $sign because once it comes back, we actually have the response. So async data is our broadcast response, and we're going to do JSON. That is a way to output to your screen the actual JSON response. What I need to do is this broadcast module now needs to be part of this. Broadcast. Oh. Did I not name my module? Nope, I did not. Broadcast chat module. Bring it in. Now they can see each other. I'm getting an error again. Broadcast chat message response does not. So let me get back to this one here. I need my directives. That's what does that. Ng let. Get back to here and here. So, well, that would help if it was actually saved. And I still don't have those observable in here. And still not suggesting it. So, I believe that is the correct spot for it. Yep. Now we're getting a good compile here. But what we still need is for this to show up on the other control, on the broadcast control, I need to come in here. We have a card. I'm trying to remember what I did here. So yeah, inside this content, I'll just do this for now. I'm going to fix it later on. That gives it a reference to the chat. So now, if I play it, debug. Oh, you know what? It's still not going to work. And the reason why is on this page, I need to make a call to go get chat messages. And this is the part that I'm going to change later on. Broadcast chat. So on init, I need to do this dot YouTube service dot get, and it's not going to give me IntelliSense, so I need to go here. Oh, come on. I think the So what I need to do is what I need to do is actually pass in the chat ID. You know what? Actually, no. I'm doing this wrong here. I'll do this. On this one here, when it loads in the broadcast video, I'll do one quick time where it's going to do broadcast video dot, and it's not going to be IntelliSense again. DualSense is broken, probably because I put in the ats on the models. That is live broadcast. Snippet, I believe, is what I'm going to need yet next. This broadcast snippet. Yep. So I need that snippet. That. You know what? This is all going to be wrong anyway. I just realized I haven't wired up the rest of their call yet. I think. It's going to refresh, but problem is here, I haven't set this stuff up right. I don't think it's going to work right. Yeah. So just to prove that this is loading right, I don't know what's happening upstairs in my house right now. I do that, and you'll see when this refreshes on this end. Somewhere on the screen, you should see that text I just put in. And it didn't work. So it's not loading my page either. And kids, that is the fun of coding, because now I get to debug that part, and I don't have time for that right now. This part should be working. Didn't have an error. Nope, there's the error there. That's trying to get the call from YouTube. That's not. That's their. That's them trying to load in ads. It didn't even call my code on load here. So this. Back to that. Module should have loaded in. My broadcast chat module. Broadcast chat module. This is where I need the export, I bet. That I didn't provide. Nope. There we go. Failed to compile. What did I break? Yes, I did mean exports. Why did you show me export as an IntelliSense? All right, so it's refreshing. Let's see if it works now. Yep, it's working. I just wasn't importing it right. So as you can see here, I'm getting JSON. It's still an empty object because I haven't really loaded anything yet. If I hit a breakpoint here, I should be getting a live chat ID. And it didn't break properly. This is a Visual Studio thing. Snippet, live chat ID. So I've got a live chat ID. You know, it might actually be working. I just don't have any chats. So let me put a message in. I do it on my phone. And it's not going to, where's my live chat? Why is it not bringing it up? Bring Bring it up on my other window here. All right, there's a test message. It'd be pretty awesome if it's already working. It's pulling in the messages for me, but something tells me it's not. It is not. Okay, well, I have the base down. The next time I work on this, I'll probably do the, I'll attempt to get the messages actually functioning. I don't know why. Again, this error is not an error I care about because it's coming from their page ad, which means that it's CORS error, which means it's blocking cross server calls. That'd probably go away once I actually register the application. But right now, it can't send me ads and it's having errors. Boo hoo. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do for today because I need to actually get off here and go get some dinner. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. At least based on the feedback from earlier, I'll do this again. It's helpful to me anyway that I have to go in here and I need to be able to run code, or I need to be able to stream while I'm running the code. Without a stream, I have no video to look at to see if my chat's coming through or whatever. So, for the most part, the code's working. It's on my end. I just need to link up the call for the YouTube service, which again I've set up through here. So this is configured wrong. I'm pretty sure, like 110% sure that's where the problem is right now. What I need to do is satisfy all their requirements to make so I need to provide, like, I'm not providing them the chat ID right now, even though that's coming in here. It's not part of this setup there. So I think actually what I need to do is, see, this is where I get myself caught up into fixing instead of calling it a day. I don't need that. This is what I get for copying and pasting the code and not actually writing it. Come on. Let's see, page token needs to come in, so I'll need to add that. I don't really want to max results. Profile image sizes, that'll be interesting. Default's 88. That's going to be for the image for everybody that comes in. So I need page token also. And see, this is another one of those problems where I'm getting a underscore highlight error. It's not a problem. It's just Visual Studio's not finding that class, and it should. Need to find where I was calling this. That was I already know where it's at. Why am I doing this? Right here. So, broadcast video dot snippet again. Right out loud. This is why I hate when IntelliSense fails me, though. Broadcast snippet. Hopefully this does not have the page token. Where does page token come from? Yeah, just so you can see what I'm going through here. I've got the live chat. I don't see page token in here at all. Status. I think page token comes back from the first response. So what do they say about the page token? String identifies a page token property be retrieved. So I know the other call responds with page token. This one does not. I think the initial one I can skip. Yeah. Life cycle. Interesting. So I can put this stuff into at some point. This is the actual broadcast. See, it comes back with next page token there. So I think I can send it empty. So as much as I said I wasn't going to do this, I'm going to do that and make that. I'm going to do a quick test. Can't resist. I don't need all these details. I don't think I need content details and status, but I'm going to leave those there right now. They'll just come back as empty, I believe. Back to my icon not showing up. Nope, did not work. See, failure to load resources, server response to the 403. I don't even know if that's to that call. I forget what the... There's a way of getting errors back here. Yeah, if my IntelliSense is working, I could actually look into fixing this. Try to catch that. No, it's still coming with the 403. So I can actually go here, see all the individual calls, all the video playback. I don't think it was any of this. What I want is this here. ID player, next. What's the call? Live chat messages. I don't even see that coming through. May not even be getting that message. That call. Live broadcasts. That should have been right here. Oh, you know what? Ha, I know why it's doing. Why it's doing that. It's a problem we did at work that I just debugged for somebody else. And here I am being stupid myself. Yeah, I could just do subscribe. Actually, I need... If you don't subscribe to it, it doesn't listen for it. That's... That there, folks, is how you get it to send out to your... Oh my god, is it not going to bring in that either? Alright, I don't remember where that one's stored, so I'm going to have to look that up. That's how you log out to your console. It is part of... Make sure I'm doing this right. HTTP or it's Angular Common. God damn it. See if that works. Survey says that is not the right thing. Be in common HTTP. So this guy goes out of here. This guy goes out of here. Let's see if this works. It does. So you can see, come through it, compiled again. So, code-wise, let's see what happens. Pause in debugger. Where are you paused? It does this a lot with Chrome. Pauses. It shouldn't. That did not solve my problem. Did I get an error, though? I did. This is what I was expecting. Problem is, they don't give you good details a lot of times. So, results, error, contents details, content details, unknown part. So, it doesn't support this. That's what it's getting mad about. Probably doesn't support status either. This is the part I'm trying to figure out still of their stuff. So I don't have content or part. So like if you look here, there's content details, there's status, snippet. We're not getting back any of that. So I don't need page info and items. That's all it's caring about. I don't know who carries those. Which part of this carries those? Status, snippet. So I don't know if I need any of those. There's usually see code examples, snippet, author details. Did I get an error again? I did. So I want to see, is it come back with messages or at least no errors? Let's get an error there. Oh, wait, hold it. We're getting details back. Look at that. I don't know what this was for. Get Google user content. Okay, this is, I think this is more ad stuff. Might be wrong on that. Maybe about this. Then a double click. These are all ad related. But you can see, you break this down. Actually, this makes it easier. If I do this, actually I have a way to do this in Google Chrome, I think. I can paste it in, beautify it. There you go, that's the response. And what we're looking for. We got one result. Tell me come back in 999 milliseconds. And then pass along this token to get the next set of messages. But somewhere in here, snippet, live chat ID doesn't have one. Somewhere in here should be my test message. Display name. Oh yeah, okay. This is my this whole thing here is my message. Message text is nothing now. You can see it came from me. I'm not a moderator, I'm the owner. Sponsor false. There's my image. ID, snippet. Concern I have is I don't say anything for my actual chat message. So what I want to do is go back to my chat. This video. And I got test message in there, so Send another message. It's not going to live update. That's what I've got to fix on here. I got to make it update and get more messages. That's what the poll number is for. I need to put that all together. Oh my God, would just stop. So what I'll do is, once it comes back, I'll update our beautified code. So there's a lot more code in here. Beautify it again. It does not like something about that. Oh, I forgot the one last parenthesis there, or curly bracket. Beautify it. So you can see we've got our different chats. I can do this and this. And we got 2 items. Each one's a chat. This is my second chat that I just sent. Somewhere in here should say another test. Do they have a find feature in here? The word another is not in here. So that's interesting. I'm not getting back my actual message. Huh. Well, that is a problem for another day. I'll have to see if I'm getting it back and I'm somehow screwing it up when I pull in the data. Because everything on here is null, which is not good either. Like user comment, that's for super chat, which I'm not doing. Super stickers. But this right here, I think, is probably what I'm looking for. It's coming back as null. So yeah. There's another one there for a milestone. Yeah, these are all the different various responses. New sponsor. For anybody that's been interested in that kind of stuff, a display message is probably actually what I'm looking for. I don't know what text message would be. Text message details. Yeah, maybe that's something that's left over from a past YouTube support. Anyhow, I am going to call it there, though. I need to go get some food. Pretty hungry, and I think my wife's waiting to watch something. So, once again, circle back to. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time, I'm gonna get this. Not yet on there, but I'll get this. I gotta get this on the GitHub at some point. Not only in case my hard drive fails, but if anybody wants to see this, I might share it out at some point. But I'll have to strip out some of the private information. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. You know what to do, and I will see you in the next one. Next will probably be gaming again, but soon I'll do more code stuff.